All right, I just want to say really quickly, it would definitely be best if people were diplomatic if they were to try to advocate for derived energy in any way. It's kind of like this. I've said before, lying is related to weakness. All right, and if you notice somebody in a weak situation, you might suspect them to lie. So, like, if the Nazis come to your front door and say, "Is Anne Frank upstairs?" and they're running the country that you're in, you don't go, "Yeah, she's upstairs. What are you going to do about it? Fuck you. The law's got to change in this country. So what? She's Jewish. Big deal. Yeah, she's upstairs. Fuck you." That's not going to work. Reality requires admitting when you are in a position with no options. Okay. Derived energy is in a position of very few options. Right? Changing the laws of Indonesia is not one of the options that gets him free. That's an option that probably has him spending his full term and making a big issue out of it. And that's sort of his personal decision. Now, if somebody was an advocate against Indonesian drug laws on a regular basis, you could say, "Oh, well, the foreign prisoners suffer from that." But if that person is not associated with a particular person, then that's just what they're trying to do. They're trying to change, and they're a critic of the Indonesian government. But if your concern is spurned by a single person's plight, and that has gotten you interested, you can't ignore that. And for all you antinatalists, you can't have a philosophy where you're blaming people for bringing someone into the world, and they might suffer. Well, derived energy might suffer from your actions, right? You could say, "Oh, but all the people that need to be freed, we got to fight for that." Right. Well, a natalist could say, "Yeah, well, I brought kids into the world because I thought overall they would help the situation. I would raise kids that would help the situation and make the world a better place." None of that matters if your issue is that you're not supposed to take actions that have a likelihood of leading, or even a possibility of leading to the suffering of an individual living person. So it seems like people will do whatever they want, but I would really urge anybody that does get access to contact to send something to derived energy, that they please remember the Indonesian government is going to be reading those communications, and they're going to be having an opinion about it. And if you're not diplomatic, if you're not a diplomatic source, don't take part in that part of the communication, please.